Hey, welcome back to Vintage on Vintage. I'm Steve, and today I'm doing another video response. It seems to be a video response type of month. And I'm doing this one for John P. John P. Collects. And John's a great guy. If you haven't seen his channel, he's got a lot of great vintage stuff. He does some modern stuff, but he's a good guy. He's out in Western Michigan. I have a vacation place out in Western Michigan, so I remember one time reaching out to John and asking him about a card show, and he was kind enough to tell me that there was one, and I actually went to and picked up some cards. So I'm a fan of John's channel. He seems like a great guy. I'm hoping someday we can maybe meet up at a card shop in Michigan. That would be great. What John asked us to do is explain what it is about card collecting, what got us into it, and that's really difficult for me to explain. I can tell you that as a kid, I just loved it. That's what, for me, I'm a little older than you are, John. So I was able to pick up cards, and it was like, you had the news, you had the newspaper, you had the magazines, and you had your cards to learn about your players. And I just fell in love with them. And, there were two ways to get them when I was a kid. One, you would get them at the toy store. And I remember when my friends and I had money, we would get on our bikes, we'd ride down there, we'd grab the cards, we'd ride back, and then we'd rip them and compare them and have contests and games with each other about it. And I also remember the other place that you could buy your cards was the liquor store. And the great thing about that was cards were 10 cents a pack. And you could get a Coke bottle and return it for 5 cents. So 2 Coke bottles was one pack of cards, and my sister and I would go collect Coke bottles, and then we'd go to the liquor store to buy candy and cards. And every once in a while I could convince her that buy baseball cards, I'll keep the cards, you have the gum. But that didn't last too long. But every once in a while I could do that. Anyway, what I want to do, so I guess for me, John, it's my childhood. I've carried these cards all around with me. It was just a time I enjoyed it. And like you, I took time off. I had a career, I raised a family, and then I just got back into it. And it's like the kid in me is alive, and I enjoy doing it. It's fun. So I don't really have a specific answer for you, but that's how I got into it. So what I'd like to do now, John, is I'm going to share some of my cards. All these cards are original cards I had when I was a kid. These are the ones I still think are good enough to be graded. Most of them aren't because I handled them a lot. But I have a group of cards I want to share with you, and then I have a few that I actually have graded that I was pretty happy with. So I'm going to flip this thing. We're going to show some cards from my childhood, and we will go from there. Thanks. All right, here we go. First, I'm going to show you guys some baseball cards. Every one of these was, they are childhood cards. This is the Henry Aaron home run card. This one I won't grade because I just picked up a new one that I shared not long ago, but this one's still in pretty good shape. Henry Aaron was my favorite player. Loved this card as a kid. So that's the Henry Aaron home run card. Same with this. I love this 74 Nolan Ryan. I also just picked up a better version that I am going to grade. But this one, not in bad shape considering I've had this since 1974. I have a few more from that year. I have this Reggie Jackson. This is the best Reggie I have, and I probably will send this one in to be graded. I love, love, love this pose. That's just one of my favorite Reggie poses. 74, I got a lot of these because I had an aunt that she used to come to visit, and she would bring my sister like jacks or coloring books, and she'd bring me rack packs of cards. And 73 and 74, I got a boatload of them. Here's the 74 from Pete Rose that I've had since I was a kid. Love this card. 74 has great actions pictures, so I will be sending that one in. Here is the Dave Parker rookie card. I actually own 2 of these from when I was a kid. This one's the better of the 2. Centering's a little off, but the card itself is pretty crisp. I think, you could grade this thing 4 or 5 range, possibly. And then this is the Dave Winfield rookie card. I have 2 of those. They're none of them are really, neither of the Winfields would grade probably higher than a 3 or a 4. But a couple things, right? They were my childhood kids, so cards, so a little sentimental about that. And then the other side to me is, remember I bought cards. They were, when I was buying these things, they were 10 cents a pack. So this card cost me a penny, and I get it graded, and you're into it for 20 bucks. So here's another cool card, one of my favorite cards. This is the all-time home run leader from that set. You've got Babe Ruth, you've got Aaron, and you've got Mays. Cool card. This is the 73 of Henry Aaron, catching a pop-up, playing first base. And then the last one from the baseball side is this Henry Aaron, the 75 Henry. This was his second to last card, I believe. 76 was his last card. He's playing with the Brewers at the time. This one's a mini. I remember in California, where I was growing up, they had both regulars and minis, and I used to hate it when I got the mini. I hated it. Now I'm kind of happy because I have probably, 50 to 100 mini cards, and most of them are in pretty good shape because I didn't like them, so I didn't touch the minis. I also collected a lot of football when I was growing up. It was baseball, it was football, it was basketball, but basketball usually got the short end of the stick because we just didn't have enough money to go around. But here's some 1970s. I love this set. I think it's an underrated set. Here's a Joe Namath 1970. Love the little Band-Aid up in the corner there. Lance Allworth, one of the best receivers, I think, to play ever. Was a stud in the AFL, and this is with him with the Chargers. Dick Butkus, not much you need to say about Dick Butkus. He was an animal. So this is 1970. 1972 is one of my favorite sets ever. I just love the way the 72 football set looks like. So here's a Hall of Famer, Bob Griese. This is a second year Mean Joe Green card, and I love the color scheme on the Pittsburgh in this set. It just pops. It's a beautiful looking card. This is a John Riggins rookie card when he was playing with the Jets. So this is one I've had. Well, like I said, these are all ones I've had since my childhood. This is a cool looking card. Riggins with the fro. He was pretty good with the Jets. I think everybody knows about his years with Washington. This is a Jim Plunkett rookie card, and this one's in pretty good shape. I'm really happy to grab this. Plunkett was a good quarterback. He got drafted. He went to New England, and they were bad, and he got beat up. But then later, he went over to the Raiders and won a couple Super Bowls. So I think he's an underrated quarterback. I think he deserves more love in the entire community. But this is a cool card. Here's Lance Allworth. I think this is his last playing days card with the Cowboys. He was, once again, like I said, a great receiver. When you turn this over and you look at the 1,000-yard seasons that he's had, unbelievable. Terry, once again, over at TJ Maxx, he does. He's told a lot about Allworth. So this guy was he thinks he's the best player in the AFL, and he might be right. This is a cool looking card too. A few more from that set. You've got Fran Tarkington. Couldn't stand him growing up because I was a Ram fan and he was a Viking, and they kept beating us in the playoffs. Those guys in the Cowboys beat us all the time in the playoffs. This is a second year Terry Bradshaw card, a little beat up, but still in pretty good shape. Not bad. Here is Lenny Dawson, Hall of Famer, recently passed away. Rest in peace, Lenny. This is a cool looking card. Franco Harris rookie card. Franco also recently passed away, so rest in peace, Franco. Here is a Kenny Stabler rookie card. This guy was a really good quarterback. And we've got an Art Shell rookie card. this guy was a beast. Unbelievably good player. All right, and the last cards I want to share with you are some of the cards I actually did send in and get graded. I have a very few basketball cards, but I had a couple that were pretty solid and a couple football cards. So the first one I want to share is this George McGinnis. George McGinnis rookie card, Hall of Famer. This was in a 6. It was a nice card. Some of the basketball cards probably got touched less just because it was, of the 3 that I collected, it was by far the one I had the least of. I also have a couple of these that I got graded, and they are Walter Payton rookie cards that I've had since I was a kid. This is Walter Payton in a 4, which not bad considering I had it since 1976. And then I have a second one that came back even a little better in a 4.5. So all 3 of these cards so far are from my childhood collection, as is this last card, which is this Julius Erving rookie card in a 5. So I was stoked when this came back at a 5. You know what I think is really cool about this is that I ripped these when I was a kid, pack fresh. So I'm the only one that's actually ever owned these cards, which I think is really cool. But there you have it. Those are my cards. Those are the ones that I still want to grade. You know, John, for me, it's all about you know, the childhood and bringing back the kid, and it's what I enjoy doing. I appreciate the opportunity to share this story with you guys. Stay safe, keep collecting, and we will talk to you soon.